Oh, it's that time again. Day shift crew, we're here, baby. Oh, yeah. Happy to be here. Final call-in show before Debatecon, where hopefully I'll get to meet a lot of you. I'm looking forward to it. Normal America show, call-in show, day shift crew. We'll be taking calls. I don't even have to end at 2:30 today, though I don't think I'll go much longer than that. It's been a weird day here. We got like, I don't know, several inches of snow. I knew it was supposed to snow, but I didn't think it was supposed to like lay this bad. It's pretty bad. So my son had a 2-hour delay, and because of the nature of things we had planning, we're leaving tomorrow. We were unable to get him to school after that 2 hours because we were both so busy. So he's home. So we were just messing around. But he's happy. He's down there. He likes school, but he also likes getting a day off of school, you know? I'm not really debating anyone at Debatecon. At Grid's event before that, I'm debating tomfoolery, and I'm also the fill-in reserve if someone doesn't show up to Debatecon. See, the problem is, depending on how you look at it, not a problem. All of the Debatecon debates are religion debates, which I don't really do. So they didn't have me scheduled for anything at Debatecon, but I did offer my services to fill in for anyone. So rumor has it I might be defending Islam, which sucks. I'll have to do so in a political sense because I don't know. Nice. Got you, wife. That's not the religion I want to defend. I'm trying to increase my brand here, you know, and defending Allah is not the key. You know what I need to defend. You know, if I'm forced to pick of the big three, you know what religion I should pick, huh? Maybe I'll get Trump administration's eye. You know, trying to get in good with the administration as it downward spirals here. And there's only one way to get their attention for some dude like me. I gotta go full Dave Portnoy, right? Look, it's one thing to say, you know, it's snowing here and that sucks. But Nashville's gonna be warmer, baby. Yeah! I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I was already looking forward to it, but if it's gonna be shitty up here, let's go down to Nashville, a little warmer. How's the car situation? Pretty good. We got the car last night. So far, so good. Ran pretty good in the snow today, my wife said. So she took it. So we have it's such a comedy of bullshit that I have to have done by tomorrow. And I wanted to get a lot of it done today, and then I ended up not being able to. For example, positive Rogan balance. Don't give it away. For example, we have a rental car from the insurance company. We had it for 10 days. So I got to get that back to the rental place. Okay, I was going to do that, but then I was supposed to, holy shit. Wow, I'll get to you in 1 second, Abject Fool. Unbelievable. I was supposed to go down and pick up my merch. So full disclosure, the merch cost me, I got 25 or 26 each of t-shirts, hoodies, and hats to bring down to Debatecon. And it cost me $1,500. Now, what I said to them was, I absolutely need this by Wednesday. I'm leaving Wednesday. I'm going to a convention. That's why I need this merch. Now, the dude that's setting up for me is a friend of mine from high school. Absolutely tremendous dude. He's going to set up a website for me. On that website, you will be able to place orders for merchandise, and they will create it and ship it out themselves. So it's not like I'm going to have to pre-purchase stuff. But for the purposes of something like Debatecon, you want a merch table, right? Well, their dealer or whatever, something fucked up on their dealer's end. And so now they're rushing like crazy to print this stuff, and it's not going to be available till tomorrow morning. So my plan today was to run down and pick up that merch. So I get in the car and start heading down, and my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, man, it's not ready. So don't bother coming down. That's why my wife was off with my son getting her hair done. I was doing this. So now tomorrow, I have to go to a doctor appointment, which I was supposed to have Friday, and get an injection in my back for my herniated disc. Then I have to come back, take the rental car back. Then I have to drive, pick up the merchandise, and then make sure everything's done for packing and everything tomorrow. Then pick my kid up at school and immediately drive probably to Cincinnati until where we'll get a hotel for the night. So that's what's going on. Naughty Germ, $5 as always. Thank you so much. Always appreciate it, man. And then look at this absolute legend. Abject Fool. My goodness, man. You're always so generous. Thank you so much. $357 right out of the gate. I don't know what to say. Thank you, man. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. I suppose that gets us a goal. Whoo! Man. Thank you so much, man. Can they... It's unbelievable. Premonition says, can they pick up the rental car? No, not in my neck of the woods. That's not how it works. Did I watch Andrew's debate last night? No, I saw little snippets of it. Tell you this much. Saw that fuckface enemy Charlie. I saw a clip where she was talking shit on Rachel. Now, there was, at Grid's event, she was going to be debating. And Grid wanted to set her up with a partner. And I said that I wouldn't mind debating as her partner, maybe on some topic that I could help her out. She could fuck right off, is what I have to say to that. I'm sick and tired of this shit. So tired of it. Same with that bitch Trippy the other day. Oh, you fucking wife, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, Trippy. Who's that anonymous fuck's wife? That fucking weasel sack of shit when he talks to me. Oh, no, you did nothing wrong. It was my fault for setting up a moderator. Then wants to run his fucking mouth behind everyone's back. Then talk shit on Andrew's wife. Fuck him. These people are absurd. I don't mind making fun of me. Call me fat, this, that, and that's fine. Why do you got to do that? By the way, if you want to attack Rachel for her politics, any of that shit, all good. But you're gonna just start talking shit on her previous relationships and stuff like that, and she's not even there. You're just gonna say it to Andrew just because. At least give Dusty that in that situation. He was like, hey, we're not talking about families. I'll tip my cap to Dusty for that, for real. That's some modicum of respect that I have. Notice I haven't said shit all about Dusty's family or Sarah's family or anyone else's, nor do I plan on it. It's out of bounds. Talk all the shit you want in me. I don't care. So, anyways. Old Joe, you taking all comers. By the way, I didn't get your DMs, Old Joe, but I did see EOD message me and I saw your messages on my Discord. Hey, man. Totally get it. Thank you so much. It's not only that Trippy talked all that shit, he literally said it was, oh, no, you did what was right by you. No problems. It was my fault for not having the moderator set up. Like, he had every right at that point to tell me, like, it was the same the guy Toasted that set it up. The people that were in my Discord. Like, I told Toasted, I was like, hey, man, I feel bad. And he was, like, giving me shit. And I was like, no, I understand it. I could see you being mad. Totally get it. And, you know, he starts being mealy-mouthed. Oh, I'm not saying. I'm just asking questions. What? Just say it, man. And then someone was like, you realize he's over on Sarah's channel right now talking shit on you. Like, he's here acting like, oh, I just want to be friends. I have a couple questions. He's talking shit. Same thing Trippy did. In person, I have no problem if they're like, hey, man, fuck you. You fucked my channel over. I'm sorry, man. I thought I was doing what was right by me. Oh, no. Instead, it's, oh, no, you're good, blah, blah, blah. Then behind the scenes, big shit talker. What's the issue? I mean, would you do I strike anyone? I might be a fucking loudmouth, but do I strike anyone as the person who's going to like lash out with physical violence? You go ahead. You can say it. You can say it to my face. It's all right. I might say fuck you. That's it. Why are you going to act like a fucking like when you're on places in public, when you're posting shit on your ex, when you're going on these channels, you don't think that other people could see this? You don't think that it's going to be public? Like what the fuck are you doing? Anyways, done talking about that shit. Look at this. Actually, Religious $5 says, Nami actually got dumber. Have alcohol handy when you watch it. It will be needed. I do not plan on watching it. I've seen like 2 50-second clips and it pretty much summed it up for me. So, by the way, listen, if you're out there and you're watching and you're gay, don't take offense at this. But one of the gayest things you could do is drink out of a straw. I'm sorry, my wife got me a delicious Diet Pepsi or Coke, whatever it is. Yeah. Straws. Pretty. Anyways, we got a call-in show. What do we have to pitch about that? We got other shit to pitch about. No! 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 Last night, if you missed the show, we talked about Berkeley again and left-wing violence at Berkeley again. And I made a big stink because they were surrounding the building, not leaving people in, fighting, launching incendiary devices, clashing with police, shouting about mocking Charlie Kirk for his death, saying horrible shit. And I was like, they're just allowed to get away with it. And I got to be honest, I was a little black-pilled there last night. Just not black-pilled, that's not the right word, but I was a little depressed about it. Watching people like get away with shit like that with impunity. And it turns out they actually did make an arrest. And, you know, when people were shouting this stuff like this, finally they decided they're going to arrest people for like the harsh rhetoric and stuff like that. So, you know, at least it's a start. And so I wanted to show you footage to correct. Listen, I think it's incumbent on us to correct. I was making big claims about all the Trump administration. They don't care about this. If they were attacking Jewish people, all the Trump administration would be on it. But, you know, it's just Turning Point. So at least finally someone for their harsh rhetoric was arrested yesterday. So I wanted to share that.
I like it. Hey, fuck the Jews! Fuck you, Dave.
Not cool.
Why you come in the camera, buddy? Why you come here?
Oh my gosh.
Finally, we're getting the people. Well done. We did it. We did it, everyone. We did it. Finally, a free and safe country. Finally. That's an arrest. No arrest. No arrest. Here, no arrest. No arrest here. This is no arrest. They didn't say anything to Dave Portnoy, so. No arrest there. We keep going after those dangerous criminals. He threw change at him. Oh, right. That landed in the ground in front of him. Well, there you go. That was last night, Berkeley. Now, let's put Zarissa's hat on. Yeah, that's a different precinct. You see, in our Democrat precincts, you're allowed to be violent against right-wingers, and you can't say anything because in our precincts, we decide not to arrest the people that attack right-wingers, and we want your tax dollars to keep going to our universities, even though we'll use physical violence to protect right-wingers from getting on there, so you can't compare that to when we see in a different place like Mississippi, when they arrest someone for saying something mean to a Jewish person. That's completely different. And so we have to live in that society where in right-wing places you get arrested if you criticize a Jewish person, and in left-wing places you could use violence to keep people off of campuses because that's how we are. So you see how it's different. You see how it's different. Yeah, we got it, Zeris. We got it. Totally get it. Right, I understand. Got it, Zeris. Yep. Nah, my door's not shut. You come up and shut it if you want, Gord. Yes, we know. We live in America. You can attack white people with impunity. On college campuses, you could harass, heckle, use violence of, surround, blockade, chase off campuses, right-wingers, particularly if they're white. No problem. But don't you write an op-ed about Jewish people. Don't do it. For arrest? No shit, Zeritz. Hey, here's one for you. There's an arrest for you, Zeritz. Yes, there were a couple people that fought beforehand, and there were people arrested for that. Enjoy. Constant with these fucking lefties. Hey, Rick Johnson, fuck you too. Rick Johnson sent me a nice email after he was talking about how there's no attacks on white people and then screaming and fucking pissing and moaning because anyone criticizes anything Jewish related. Then he sent me an email talking about the anti-Semitism from my channel. See you, fuckface. Meanwhile, he could be Islamophobic. No problems there, right? He talk all the shit he wants on Islam. Oh, I can't ban our friend's wrist just for being a fuckhead piece of shit, grifting asshole lefty. What can I say? We'll bring him back. Not that Rick Johnson fuckface, though. Oh, where we at? We live in a country where if you harass a famous Jewish degenerate fuckface gambler like Dave Portnoy, who, by the way, said more heinous shit to other people, you get arrested. You get your life ruined. You say whatever the fuck you want about white people, MAGA, Christians, no problem. But don't you insult a Jewish person. Don't do it. It's better than that, though. One second. Maybe we won't bring Zeris back. I can't find him. I'm sorry, Zeris. I'm looking, and I just can't find you. There we go. He was the very second to last person. Anyways. But don't worry, it gets better. I wake up and imagine my shock. I'm not even going to bring up the clip. I'll just talk about it. Kash Patel, he can't bother to yell. They designate Antifa a terrorist organization. They can't find them, though. I mean, they're on college campuses beating the shit out of conservatives, surrounding them, protecting them from fucking, any law enforcement occurring. Right? Kash Patel can't find them. But his girlfriend could file a $15 million lawsuit against Elijah Schaffer, or $5 million or whatever. Why? Because someone put a post up saying on X, saying something to the effect of Mossad agents are infiltrating the United States. And Elijah Schaffer put up a picture of Kash Patel with his girlfriend. Didn't comment, just put that. And for that, he's being sued for millions of dollars. Now, I want you to think, and now I'm watching right-wing streamers and posters good, that's libel. Okay. I want to see every motherfucker that said that anytime there was ever a story about someone coming up dead, put a picture of Hillary Clinton. I want Hillary Clinton to sue each and every one of those motherfuckers for millions upon millions of dollars. Right? Same thing. No commentary necessary. There's two ways to look at this. One, it's the fucking absurd, everything Israel all the time. Everything. Our FBI director can't do anything worthwhile. Can't find those fucking left-wing terrorists. But oh boy, his girlfriend could be suing people. Now, Elijah Schaffer says he thinks Kash Patel's partially behind it. I don't know if that's true or not. He ought to come out immediately and be like, my girlfriend's fucking absurd. What is this bullshit? But he won't. And meanwhile, from a free speech fucking aspect, this dude got arrested for fucking shouting. By the way, all those people in Berkeley that are just shouting Charlie Kirk died, haha, your homie's dead, all that shit, that's fine. The physical violence, the attacking people, the preventing people from getting in, that shit ain't fine. But you can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't mind that. And yet, this dude gets arrested for heckling Dave Portnoy because he threw change on the ground. He wasn't arrested for assault. He was arrested for disorderly conduct. If that's the standard. Now, remember when I said one of the problems I had with the Trump administration was how they were aggressively going after student visa revocations? And I said I'm fine with that. But how come we don't see anyone's student visa being revoked for criticizing America? It's only for criticizing Israel. And people correctly pointed out, well, but here's the thing. Some of them were doing more than that. They were surrounding people and stopping Jewish students from getting into certain buildings. Like this? Like that? Like that? How many people do you think will get punished there? So Kash Patel's girlfriend aggressively going after someone just for normal, everyday free speech. Trying to, by the way, the process is the punishment. Even if she doesn't win her case, that's all right. Tie the dude up in court, threaten his entire lifestyle. I don't even particularly know or like Elijah Schaffer. Fucking ridiculous. It would be just as ridiculous if he was a left-wing streamer. Absolutely ridiculous. On the same day, the same fucking day that happens, on Turning Point USA, the same fucking day, that we once more see what these fucking universities are. Our tax dollars going to finance people that want us dead, that celebrate our death, that allow it to occur. On the same day, here's Trump.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans
You would have the
of the
historically,
United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities would
So
go
we're
down the
dependent on
tubes.
China to keep our university system
but
going?
I think it's good to have. I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the
They're
world.
not the
So we have to import supposedly our biggest geopolitical enemy, China. That Trump said the China virus. We have to import them, who recently, with actual Chinese students in the university student system, have had not only students, but also professors arrested for like espionage and shit like that. We have to bring in supposedly our biggest geopolitical enemy, more than 500,000 of them, to our university system so that universities that preach hatred of Christians, white people, America, that take our tax dollars, that hate us, that we can't even be on campus without getting chased out of, so they can continue to thrive. That's what we have to do, according to Trump. According to, thanks, Mike Paul, appreciate the raid. According to America First fucking Trump. Fucking hell. It's getting tiresome, isn't it? So we got the head of the FBI, Kash Patel's girlfriend out there. She's doing yeoman's work, suing people for criticizing her because of Israel. Want to read it before we get to the call-ins? Want to read some posts here? Here, let's just read some posts that Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen. He was taking fan mail last night. Let's read some of this. Hey, Mark, didn't know you read DMs. Most people don't have them open. I'm 40 in Texas and almost done with the Republican Party. I voted in every primary, every election for the last 15 years. If Tucker is an anti-Semite, then I guess I am too. The past few months, one of my sitting senators has constantly told me how in order to be American, I have to support a foreign country. And today, the other one's bragging about passing a bill for justice for Holocaust victims. When does it ever stop? Even my local state representative was in Israel for the 50 States One Israel conference earlier this year. That's the country they care about, not us that elected them. We know the Dems aren't America first, but what does it matter if the GOP isn't either? I just don't care anymore to be constantly told I have to vote to keep Dems from destroying the country just to have it sold to foreigners by the GOP. I'm done. Let's keep going. We have dozens of these. Trump, in my view, is the last hope and chance for America to get things on the right track, and for the first chunk of this administration, it was nearly flawless. But something changed in May with the Epstein files, as while it was overblown by people, it became a massive unforced error. It's been a steady decline of some really dumb stuff, but people in his admin like Miller lure those, including myself, back with good policies at times and good messaging. But at this point, I'm extremely disillusioned, and it all seems like no matter what anyone says, you're either called a panicking doomer or some other stupid term if you point out when Trump does something extremely stupid. Really, I'm just terrified for the future of this country because Vance is the last thing holding us back from Newsom and a potential Democrat trifecta in 2028, and Trump is blowing it all up for nothing. Hi, Mark. I'd like to add my voice to the cacophony, if you don't mind. I'm 30, graduated 2017, worked my job, AAA game developer in California for a few years, and lost my job due to COVID. Moved back in with my parents and managed to get another games job for another 4 to 5 years. Living with my parents helped me save up to finally buy my first house with some help on the down payment from them. Was in the house for less than a year before the massive U.S. game development layoffs hit from AI and other stuff. I've been laid off for 9 months now. I had to sell my house recently because I can't afford the mortgage. I can't get a job anywhere, and I can't even get a job at Olive Garden or Kroger. And everyone else is affected from the big layoffs is fighting for the same low-wage scraps, while the higher-wage jobs are taken by Indians or sent to India. Rockstar is a studio of 800 people just in India on GTA 6, plus US, UK, and others. I wanted Trump to destroy the system. I voted for him 3 times, 16, 20, 2024. I had romantic relationships end or fall apart starting because of my support for him. The gender split in politics is tearing relationships and culture and our future apart. Somehow, most, not all of my friends have put up with me even though they're hardcore libs. I'm going to die alone. No wife, no kids or siblings, just like the elderly people who died from COVID during lockdowns. Where's the accountability for that? Where's the accountability arrests for anything besides criticizing Israel? Everything has been getting worse since the OBB. Bombing Iran? Why? Who gives a damn? At this point, I don't care if they have nukes. About to bomb Venezuela? Now it's Nigeria? Why the fuck are we still in Ukraine? Trump was going to deport illegals. What happened? It feels like 20 illegals once a week. Just end all visa programs. Nothing happened after Charlie Kirk was brutally murdered on camera the same way they tried to kill Trump. At this point, I want the brutal dictator. The Constitution is dead when just one side ignores it and the other side refuses to revert what the other side breaks. I want Trump to treat Antifa like Tiananmen Square moment. We're not getting anything we wanted. Vance comes out like every once a month, says something popular, and then Trump ruins it a week later. We're cooked. It's hopeless. Sorry for the long rant. We'll just get some of the... What the hell? I'll jump on the night of the fan mail too. As a millennial was almost at Gen Z, this whole thing is disheartening. What happened to fight, fight, fight? That iconic image of Trump and those words have just been thrown in the incinerator. What is he fighting for? Chinese students at universities? 15-year auto loans? 50-year mortgages? Israel? Whatever he's fighting for, it sure hell isn't the American who voted for him. None of the people in flyover country care about the universities staying open. None of the blacks or Hispanics who voted for him care about Wall Street's line going up. Speaking of which happened to Scott Bessent saying that it's Main Street's turn now. A YouGov poll earlier this year in the UK found that a majority of young people support a system of government other than democracy. I expect that's also the case here in the United States. The left understands this. They know this is now a zero-sum game, and whoever's in power when it all comes to a head will win. The right, meanwhile, still wants to try out the old moral platitudes and tell me how God commands me to give all my money to Israel or I'll go to hell. I don't like Nick Fuentes. I think he's an immature and moronic young man who was wounded at 18 and has never gotten past that. But we need to understand he's just a symptom. He's not the root cause. Things he's saying resonates with people. The establishment's ignoring it at their own peril. It all just seems hopeless. The big money donors are all entrenched on Con Inc. and will gatekeep anyone who's truly America first. So what's really the point? They won't let us win while the billionaires bankrolling the left like Soros do whatever is necessary to come out on top. If not for my faith, I would probably just be really depressed at the thought we'll most likely be heading to the guillotine by the end of this decade. The only thing that gives me solace is maybe I'll go watch the Zionists go first. Good morning, Mark. Wanted to join the bandwagon. Most don't seem to accept the plight of Gen Z millennials. I was born in 98 and fall under Gen Z or the hero archetype for the fourth turning type. I grew up in an average middle-class family in Kentucky. During the 2008, sold off the family farm and moved to suburbia. I was raised Catholic and I'm white. My young wife was marred by the things are so great and we're hitting new milestones as a country every day as early as 11. And it all felt like it was getting lied to watch things steadily slide down. In 2014-16, became increasingly aware of ISIS through too much internet access and decided to realize a childhood dream and enlist in the Marines at 17 and shipped to boot camp at 18 in 2017. I served as an infantryman and a couple of deployments under my belt include one to Syria. Here's my opinion for what it's worth. On the right, people want a clear message and clear vision, simple as is. Doesn't need to go groundbreaking or going to innovate America or travel to Mars. I'm pretty hardline right-winger and an honest dig a little further into anti-abortion, immigration moratorium, cut literally all the departments of government that don't produce any tangible benefits, but I'm also not too dumb to realize there's common ground I need to work on. We're getting gaslit from many angles that our economy is the best it's ever been, our allies are the best in the world, our society's healing, things are getting fixed, and it just doesn't seem that way. In fact, many of my friends and I believe we're heading for a color revolution or a kinetic civil war because of all these issues. So it's known the issues I care most about are domestic. The economy, the cornerstone of well-being of your country, and shareholder capitalism we're beholden to needs to end. Henry Ford had the right idea. Immigration is a massive issue that I have personal grievances with and seen it affect my town via drugs and worker displacement. Land and home prices need to come down, and private equity boomers should not be able to scoop up hundreds of houses or thousands of acres to displace a family living out of there and have a permanent stake in the country. End all ties with Israel and reevaluate the current partnership that are not beneficial to the U.S. I will admit I do bribe pro-white tribalism because I've been been denied SBA loans that are available to literally every other race. I've watched white men, typically those Christians, be targeted with rhetoric that most would find reprehensible. I'd like to find a peaceful solution to all this, but I'm increasingly becoming aware that voting may not be the way out of this situation we're in unless we have a massive course correction. There are literally dozens of these. I saw this post about the problems in the housing market, wanted to add my 2 cents. My husband and I bought our first home in 2018, refinanced in 2021. I can't afford to move because our mortgage payment will be more than double if we do. Everyone talks about first-time home buyers needing help, but there's a set of young families who are stuck in starter homes indefinitely. We're totally out of room, and we'd like to have space for our daughters to run and play, but we're priced out of the market. I figured I'd add my voice to the young man shouting into the void. I graduated college in 2013 and couldn't land a job or even an internship. Every listing wanted someone with 3 to 5 years experience. So I joined my family's real estate development business, building single home families. I got married, had kids, even built my own house. Now it feels like the world is flipped upside down. Home prices are so high that no one can afford what we build. It's like 2008 all over again, but this time it's not a crash, it's a freeze. I did everything I was supposed to do, yet I feel stuck. My youth is gone. I paid $85,000 in student loans and I'm left wondering what it was all for. Hard to admit, but sometimes I wish I didn't have children because it's terrifying to not know where to turn when they have little mouths to feed. Things are starting to get really bad and I just don't know what comes next. And yet I have to listen to the man I voted for 3 times tell me I'm to not believe what I'm experiencing. Hello, Mark. I really enjoyed your X feed. I'm a 26-year-old guy who's been working his ass off and have realized the American dream is dead. My issue is mainly that the economy is terrible. I have a bachelor's degree in a STEM field and the job opportunities are terrible. My entire town doesn't speak English, and I am now a minority where I grew up. Meanwhile, Trump brought a former terrorist to the White House and is suggesting 15-year mortgages and homes for 15-year car loans. Trump is putting Americans last. There is zero job opportunity for anyone in the STEM field right now, and it's crazy to me. We were all bombarded in high school to get a STEM degree, and that's what I did. Meanwhile, they're still accepting H-1Bs to replace all skilled STEM labor. I will not be voting in the midterms. 30-year-old Navy vet here. Trump's backpedaling on the base is a slap in the face. We need a ruthless dictator that will crush the rising Marxist wave coming from infinite foreigners that are welcomed. We are losing the country fast. He's making me wonder why I ever enlisted at all. Did I sign up to defend an international conglomerate of lobbyist interests, only to have my country sold out to the highest bidder? What have we done here? All I can say is I only await Liberation Day, the revolution. I mean, it's over and over. I'll join the club here, completely done with MAGA and Trump. The federal government could freeze assets of illegals tomorrow, and self-deportations would go through the roof. Confiscate houses, cars, accounts, etc. ICE would need a fraction of the people if you did that. There's so much low-hanging fruit. Cancel H-1B. Stop with this 100K complex-free nonsense. Arrest a CEO or two for keeping their DEI departments active and charge them with discrimination. All of this could be done within a week and we completely change the course. I'm 28 years old and all my conservative friends are done with Trump as well. Nobody's lives are any better. A complete unforced error. He almost died and God saved him to give us 50-year mortgages. Where's Trump? Because this isn't him. I don't know what to say. It's becoming, when the housing crunch hits, when the crash happens, or when the AI bubble bursts, that's it. That's the last vestige. Trump's going to lose the midterms. The people he's listening to now, the Lindsey Graham's, will immediately turn on him. Nothing will get done the next 2 years. And then Democrats are going to sweep in 2028. And then they're going to end the filibuster and they're going to pack the court and they win in perpetuity. They will flood the country with foreigners. They will continue their war on Christians, the war on whiteness, the war on conservatives. Abortions will skyrocket. The economy will get shittier and shittier. Crime will spiral. And there will be nothing that we could do through it legislatively. That's the path we're on right now. That's where we're at. And Donald Trump, a man who they tried to assassinate twice, who they illegally spied on his campaign, who they have smeared and used lawfare against over and over and over, who they've gone after his family, they've gone after his lawyers, they've gone after his friends, they've gone after his cabinet, they've gone after his co-workers. He is leading the charge against himself and his supporters. And he will not be spared, nor will his family. And there is nothing I could do. And there's nothing you could do. We can only shout into the void. And when he stumbles on X and says what's going on, and Lindsey Graham goes, "Don't worry about that, Mr. President. That's all anti-Semitism. That's just good old-fashioned anti-Semitism. Now let's bomb some more countries. Let's do that. How about 100-year mortgage? That sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Trump? That 100-year mortgage, that'll great. And look how great the stock market is. Nvidia is doing great. And also, can we expedite the trial of this person that criticized Dave Portnoy? Can we do that? That's where we're at. So, no, anything could change. Trump could wake up. This doesn't mean that I'm a Jaceberg. This doesn't mean I think anyone of Jewish ethnicity should be kicked out of the country. This doesn't mean that anyone's practicing Jews a piece of shit. Not saying any of that. Not looking to fucking blood test people and kick them out of the country. Doesn't mean that Jewish people are behind everything in the world. Any of that shit. What it means is the people are starting to notice that if you're from this country, you don't mean shit to either of the two parties. You don't mean shit to the people that are shouting about identity politics, the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Dinesh D'Souza. They mean for you white people. That's what they mean. Identity politics is bad for you white people. As soon as it's about Indians, Dinesh D'Souza can't wait to brag how they're better than you white people. Can't wait. Who's behind my diet plan? Keith Lee, your mom. She keeps me fed well because I keep her fed well. I guess at this point, my hope is, I have two options. If I actually want a government that will fight for me, become a lefty, and then I can go commit acts of violence and be celebrated. Or become Jewish. And then maybe the left will hate me, so I'll get all kinds of fucking bigotry and hatred from them. But maybe Ted Cruz will stick up for me. So I have that going for me. Remember when we spent like trillions of dollars in Syria? Remember that? All right, I'm sorry, not trillions in Syria, trillions in Afghanistan. We sent trillions fighting Al-Qaeda. Remember that? And then we helped displace the government of Syria. We got rid of, remember that? We got rid of Assad, and now they're crucifying Christians in Syria. Remember that? Well, the dude that's now the president of Syria, we used to call a terrorist and had $1 million bounties on his head. Here he is at the White House yesterday.
Very strong leader. He comes from a very tough place, and he's a tough guy. I liked him. I get along with him. The new president of Syria. And we'll do everything we can to make Syria successful because that's part of the Middle East.
So we had a bounty on him, and now he has Secret Service protection at the White House. Make America great, baby. What is my incentive to vote Republican in 2028? What's my incentive to vote, 2026? Or for that matter, 22. What's my incentive? Just that the Democrats hate me more? The Republicans pretend to give a shit about me and then only focus on foreign interest, and the Democrats actively come after me. That's it. That's my... Well, Rob, do you have to keep voting Republican because Democrats actively want to censor you online? And they'll literally arrest you and cheer on people committing violence against you. If this is it, and I'm not saying it is, but if Trump doesn't correct course, and he's running out of time, if he does not correct course, and the Trump we've seen this week, 15-year car loans, 50-year mortgages, 600,000 Chinese students, his director of FBI's girlfriend going after people for free speech because they criticized Israel, bring in the Christian murdering Al-Qaeda president of Syria and talking well on him. If this is it, and if this is what we're guaranteed for more Republicans, you have to ask yourself a serious question. Would we be better off with Democrats winning? Now, objectively, we wouldn't. Oh, I'm sorry. As a proven lie, the 15-year car loan was a lie. I'm sorry, it was just the 50-year mortgages. My mistake. Democrats would turn this country into a communist hellhole, and then maybe we'd get a real person who gave a shit about America first. What's the alternative? We keep getting Trump-esque person, and then what? We just slowly lose? Is that the plan here? We just gradually get displaced. The border secure, we just gradually displace us all with Chinese people and Indian people through H-1Bs and student visas. That's the plan? The Ben Shapiro route? Well, you might have to move. Yeah, economically, things aren't well. You might have to move. By the way, keep sending money to Israel. That's the plan? That's it? Yeah, sure, maybe the country gets destroyed. I'll take a 1% chance of actually having someone that could save the country for my child than a 0% chance, but hold on for an extra 20 years? Is that my options? That's it? That's the options? There's the link if you want to call in. Now, let me be clear. Nothing's over. There's plenty of time for Trump to right the ship. The news cycle's very fast. This is one really bad. I mean, this is quite possibly the worst week in Trump's news cycle. It's not the worst. The Epstein thing was the worst. Him telling his supporters on one of the issues that they cared the most about, if they still cared about it, he didn't want them to be supporters anymore. Well, that's working out. It's working out swimmingly. So that was definitely the worst issue. But as far as just a litany of fucking blunder after blunder after blunder, I haven't even talked about him constantly going out there saying, what affordability crisis? I haven't even talked about that. So, I mean, I'm not black-pilled. I'm still going to push for Republicans. I'm going to try my best, as I said yesterday, to tell the Republicans I'm around that I'm going to start pushing for people to primary them if they don't do shit. This is going to blow your mind, right? Here we go. Here's what I'm asking of them. You ready? Excuse me, Republican in office. I was just wondering, can you do something about the fucking terrorists that want to kill us? In the left-wing party, you fucking sacks of shit! You can't even keep it in the fucking news cycle! I know that's too much to ask. I mean, you're not going to issue any policies. Heaven forbid, we can't ask that you'd actually use your power. But maybe you could use your position, to bring a little attention to it culturally. Maybe. I'm probably not going to be very fun in the next year at Republican events I'm at. Sorry. And I'll talk to them, they'll be like, oh no, we've been working on that. We have. We're coming up with things, we're talking to things, and it takes some time. It takes some time. They're going to get smoked. The Republicans are going to get smoked. The Democrats are so fucking unlikable. They were talking about 7 months ago, the Democratic Party dead. They're polling at record lows, and they're going to trounce the Republicans. They're going to trounce them. They're absolutely going to devastate them. And they're hated. It's there for the taking. People hate them. They hate them. And the Republicans are going to get crushed. They're going to get fucking crushed. That's how bad it is. And you know what? They deserve it. I don't blame particularly young people at all for voting against the Republican Party at this point. I don't blame them at all. Not at all. I too, if I was 25 years old and was fucked over like this, I'd probably be like, yeah, sure, dude, I'll vote for the guy promising me free shit. Sure, whatever. What the fuck's it matter anyways? At least on this side, I'm not constantly fucking attacked. Imagine what it must feel like. Imagine what it must feel like to vote for people that actually stick up for you. Can you imagine what that feels like? How intoxicating. Can you imagine what it must feel like to be Ben Shapiro, to know there's a nation that would stick by? I'm not even mad at Israel. I'm not mad at all. At all. I think it's wonderful. It's a country that sticks up for their people. That's fucking amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Can you imagine? What if the leadership of this country stuck up for Americans? Can you imagine what that would be like? I can't even fathom it. I'm still to the please stop attacking us phase. That's where I'm at. Just let us alone. Stop your own fucking people from attacking us. That's where I'm at. I haven't even got to the hey, can you do shit for us? We're not even there. Hello? Doctor's office, sorry. So why? How could anyone be mad? How could anyone be mad at Israel for sticking up for Israelis? I got the call. Yeah. How could anyone be mad? I think every country should do the same. I'm not mad at all. That was that. Israel's the best, actually. I don't know what. Oh, fuck it. Let's bring on callers first. Super chats. Keep getting those super chats in, everyone. Thank you so much. Abject Fool, Absolute Chad, sent in $357. Thank you again, man. What a fucking legend. AJC, $10 says, sorry, editor made a clip of my super chat with Godless Engineer or whatever. Just want to say I appreciate you and Day Shift in attendance. Thank you, AJC. Yeah, Black Elk's the man. We talking about women? $2 says, did you not know you were J-pilled, Rob? I knew I liked you. Listen, I'm not like completely on board with Fuentes. I think he says some shit that's over the line. I saw a clip today that basically he's young, he's immature, he's talented, he's fucking smart. I don't think that the Jewish people are responsible for everything. But I think it is clear that they have the ear of the Trump administration. And that priority comes first. There is no escaping it at this point. None. The bankers, Israel, Ukraine, these priorities absolutely are prima facie in the trumpet. There is no longer any doubt. There is no arguing. That's it. Premonition, $2 says, why is that, Rob? The Jew favoritism. Because there is a bunch of people from Israel that lobby, that are favored by Republicans and establishment politicians on both sides. And those are the people that have Trump's ears. The neocons have Trump's ear. That's it. That's where Pam Bondi's focused. That's where Kash Patel's focused. That's where Donald Trump's focused. Achilles, $10 says, never trusted the government. The government of, yeah. All right, we're going to bring in callers. No violating terms of service. I understand I'm criticizing the undue focus on Israel. That doesn't mean that we're going to be fucking blatantly anti-Semitic or racist to people of the Jewish faith. That's not what I'm about. No calls to violence, no racial slurs, no homophobic slurs. Flavius over on Rumble, thanks Flavius, says, these neocons will continue to write off these comments as our culture will continue to slide into degeneracy. Typical liberal Republicans. All right, you ready? Fallen Heathen, what's up, man? How you doing?
Well, I'm totally black-pilled.
Yeah, it's been a good week. It is only 1 week, but yeah, and what can you say?
When's the last time you went grocery shopping with your wife, dude? Ground beef is like $6 a pound.
Yeah, but it's up less under Trump than it was up under Biden. So, and the stock market's doing great. Nvidia stock kicking ass.
Yeah, it's hard to support any of this anymore, and you can kind of see the rise of why Nick Fuentes is getting so popular. Because everyone's sick of it, and like the America First guys. There's another guy that I've been watching. He's like a ex Green Beret guy who's part of this America First movement, and yeah, dude, people can just see through it and see how Trump looks out on the outside to be controlled by Israel, and like you said, the bankers and stuff like that. And it's hard to want to participate in this anymore. I've only voted 3 times in my 40 years on this planet, and it was for Trump. And I don't plan on participating in this anymore. I'll be honest with you.
My parents are they're 21 years older than me. My parents never voted in their life. My mom now works the polls, right?
Oh, really?
Trump. That's it. That's what got them into it. They're disillusioned.
Yeah. So
I can't tell you how many people I know that never had an interest in politics that got an interest because of Trump. And they're just like,
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even vote for Trump because I was like, oh, he's going to make everything better. He's going to make everything cheaper. It was like everyone doesn't like this guy, and there's a reason why they don't like him. And if he's going to come in and break all their toys, I want him to come in and break all their toys. Even this last time, I wasn't expecting him to come in and make these huge changes. I just knew that he was going to come in, and I thought prosecute all these people that have been going after him for years and years and years.
You can't even do that. Right now, I'll admit that they had a little more in the terms of indictments than I thought, like against Comey, etc. But nothing will be done. They'll get off.
Nothing's going to happen. It's all smoke and mirrors. They like feed us a little bit to keep us, occupied, thinking they're doing something, and nothing ever becomes of it. It's like professional sports, dude. It's all a big joke.
Yeah. Here's a brilliant comment. This country is gone, and you're walking on eggshells because I asked for no racial slurs.
Yeah.
This is the big brain. Here's what we have to offer on the other side. Hey, get yourself kicked off YouTube, man. Hey, why did you do that? Intentionally violate terms of service, man. Huh? Come on. You who's out there with your real name says me, Mr. Anonymous, without a YouTube show that's my job. What's your job? Positive nitrogen balance. What's your job? Why don't you go to work and start yelling racial slurs and stuff like that and get fired, right? Or else you're not a man. You're walking on eggshells, you fucking bitch. I hate these people.
Yeah.
Oh, you're following the rules of terms of service. What's wrong with you, puts? Says Mr. Anonymous, man. Go do it, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, big man? What are you doing? Fucking loser.
And that's been
that's the funny part. That side of it makes you go like, well, I fucking get it. Now I get it. Now I get the fucking hatred. God.
Yeah, that was Tim Pool's whole thing. Every time people used to rag on him for not like talking out, during like COVID and all that kind of stuff. He was like, look, I can keep my channel and have a bigger impact if I just don't say a couple of things. Everyone's trying to push him to say a couple of words or phrases that potentially could lose his whole entire channel. Did you see that stuff that came out about Laura Southern? Huh?
Politically provoked went that way, right?
Yeah.
We're going to bring people on and just shout the N-word.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd that go? Well, they don't have a channel now. But hey, they're making a huge difference to the 3 people they're talking to on whatever site they're streaming on.
Did you see that stuff that came out the other day about Lauren Southern?
No.
Apparently, she has a bunch of audio tapes or something of the police coming to her house and saying like, hey, look, if you play ball, we are not going to prosecute you and stuff. We can make your life a living hell if you don't kind of play ball with us, and kind of like a sting operation they were trying to get her involved with.
Hey, I got to get going.
Okay.
So I'm so sorry, but we'll talk soon.
All right.
Take it easy. Hey, I got to end this stream. Israel called. No, I got to do some other stuff. So I'm very busy today, and I just got an assignment for work. So there's nothing I could do. I have to end this stream and get to work, and then try to rush and do all the other stuff. So I do apologize, but it's out of my hands. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry to cut it short. It has nothing to do with fucking Israel or anything like that, or anything I said. And it has to do with literally work I have to do for Debatecon shit that just came my way right now. And so there's literally nothing I could do. So I got to get this done. Apologies, but I got to go. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Don't get blackpilled. Remember, your family, God, all those things are more important. God bless Charlie Kirk and his family.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things, for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the 3rd day, and he is Lord and God of all.